I'm Kudisan Kai, and I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. I had a boyfriend who turned me on to some music that totally blew my mind. When I was in high school, he sent me a copy of this record by this group called Mother's Finest. And this woman, Joyce Kennedy, she completely rocked my world. I didn't know what hit me. So I would have to say she was by far my biggest influence. And I say second to that would be Shaka Khan, who I have to say I'm lucky and blessed that I have an opportunity to be on the road with even currently. My start singing in the music business, well, singing period, I'd have to say, was a bit odd. I was a bit of a geeky chick. I was classically trained. I grew up in the church, but I grew up in the anthems and hymns, no gospel music singing Baptist Church of Memphis, Tennessee, where we only did this kind of thing. And I have to say, people thought I was a bit weird. I was the only child of any color, black, yellow, red, whatever, to be in a contest in Memphis, Tennessee called the Mid-South Talent Review, where I sang, of all things, Summertime. And by damn it, I won. I sang a classical piece for my second grade teacher's wedding, and they asked me if I had ever had voice lessons. Of course, I was too young, but by the time I turned 10, they put me in private instruction, and I went on to join an opera company. I was a complete weirdo, geeky kid singing classical music in an opera company in Memphis, Tennessee until I went away to college and switched to a more cool thing, jazz. I didn't even take a chance singing R&B or singing a single riff until after I graduated from undergraduate school, uh, and moved away to New York for a little while. I did jazz then and eventually moved to Los Angeles, where I finally took up learning the art of singing R&B. As a backup singer, starting out with Anita Baker for a tour, then went on to be heard by Natalie Cole, actually in Vegas at an Anita Baker gig, who ended up hiring the three of us to go on the road with her. Um, I continued United States, and the first time I went to London, England was with Anita. United States with Natalie Cole. I went on to go on the road with Shaka Khan. I've done some touring with Narada Michael Walden, which in turn had me working for Patty Austin and Joe Zawinul and Tevin Campbell. I believe we did a Japan tour. After that, I went on the road for 6 years with Elton John, which where did we not go? We did basically we do the United States in the fall. We do Europe in the winter through the spring, and then we go and do Australia, New Zealand. And somewhere in there, we did hit South America. We did get to Argentina. With Shaka Khan, I did before and after Elton. Did Japan, did Moscow, did India. Yes, we were there for, oh goodness, Miss Thing's party for her boyfriend. Yeah, with Shaka, we did India. Yes, that fabulous birthday party that Miss Naomi Campbell gave for her boyfriend at the time. It was quite fabulous, I have to say. Um, did a tour with David Foster, Asia, Thailand, Shanghai, China. Did a tour with Beck, but that was in Coachella, which I have to say is one of my personal faves because I'm the rock chick who likes, Coachella. That's my thing. It was one of my favorite ones. And now I'm back with Shaka Khan once again. Oh my God. I've been doing a lot of television from the RuPaul show. Y'all remember RuPaul with Shaka? Um, the Tonight Show, of course. A million Arsenio Hall shows. Seemed like I did that. And Jeffrey Osborne was another artist I was on the road with for a while. And we did Arsenio Hall pretty consistently. The Today Show, the Rosie O'Donnell Show, which I took my kid when she was little. She never lets me forget that one. Um, oh my goodness. MTV Total Request Live with Beck. VH1 Hard Rock Live with Shaka. MTV Video Music Awards with Elton John. I think I've done the gamut of the television shows. Wow, my solo artist career has been going on for a while now because I made the choice to be myself, to do rock music. And that's been quite a challenging turn. Even Elton John, when I was with him, tried to help me get a record deal at the time. And they weren't signing women, let alone black women, at that time when he was trying to help me. Jesus Jones was the big, hot thing that was happening at the time. And it was right before Melissa Etheridge and Alanis Morissette and the whole angry white women thing, right before that hit. I was always a bit ahead of my time, which is not the best thing in the world. You don't want to be ahead, you don't want to be behind. And hopefully my timing is right now. I have a 6 song EP out right now. I've been doing some gigs here and there in New York. I have a band that I love in New York City. And right now I'm just hoping somebody will call and give me a gig. Wow, I really learned so much from the artists that I've worked with. Specifically, I want to say watching Elton John write music. First of all, I was so honored and grateful that he would listen to my songs. I would always end up being the one alone, and I played tennis, so a lot of times, and he did too. So a lot of times I would catch him. We would be in town somewhere and rent out a court, and I'd be by myself, and he said, "Hop in the car, I'll give you a ride back to the hotel." Or I didn't have the boyfriend. I was always the chick by myself. "Come on, hang out with me. Come out and go out. I'll take you out to dinner. I'll hang out with the boys, and we go hit a gay club." You know, we would do these things. And I said, "I just wanted you to hear my music. What if you don't like it is fine." And he really liked it. The fact that he thought enough to listen and thought that I was worthy of being a songwriter made all the difference in the world. And when we were in Randers, Denmark, recording Sleeping with the Past, we all got an opportunity to see his process, to see how he wrote that music. And I learned how to just trust your first mind. Don't second guess yourself in your writing. He would get the lyrics that Bernie would give him, and he'd set them on that piano, and he would sit there and just start playing and say, "Record." And they would record, and he wouldn't turn back. And he'd go, "Next." He'd go to the next song. And I said, we overthink, we rethink, we second guess, we're ruining it. He trusted his gift. That was one thing. The other thing I have to say was Shaka Khan. Night after night, watching her get up on that stage, whether she's sick, whether we just got in and had a few hours of sleep and she's tired, she will get up there and she will give blood on that stage, bar none, no matter what. She never, ever held back and said, "Ooh, I better hold back so I'll have some more tomorrow." She gave everything she had in that moment as if that was her last moment. I learned that, and I won't ever forget that. I will treasure that. Oh, and one more thing I do want to add. Whatever comes out of her mouth, she doesn't think about it. She just opens her mouth and sings from the inside out. She's not critiquing or thinking about what's coming out or wondering, "Oh, I hope I'll hit that note." She's going to go for it whether it's going to come out, and it may or may not. And she doesn't worry about it or think past that. She just allows herself to be in the moment. And that, I believe, is the magic. I believe that's the magic. That was the ultimate lesson. Ah, wow. What does it mean to be a backup diva? Um, for me, at this point in my career, having done this for 10 years, uh, I finally feel at peace and I feel solid and secure on who I am and what lane I ride in and what I'm supposed to do. And I believe that singing background, one thing about being a backup diva and this whole program, just being able to share this information with people, is to understand that it's not only just the talent, it's not just the voice. That's a God-given, beautiful thing. It is also expressing your feelings and your emotions, therefore healing through the sound of your voice. But one thing that backup singers have, in addition to having a talent and having to be the jack of all trades, all genres of music, and the master of all, is that you have to have an ear. You have to have an ear to be able to hear, to be able to replicate, to be able to be there for that artist in whatever capacity. So when they're not feeling it that night, or whatever support they need, you can vocally be there. You are emotionally there. You are physically there. It's a very physical gig, not just standing up singing and being pretty. But more than anything, it really is about that ear, because there are many people who can sing their patooties off and can't hear a thing, and they will not get the gig. And that's the truth. The show, for me, I really hope it would give me some exposure, as I'm sure we all believe and hope and feel that as an artist doing this music, I want finally to be in sync with the time, and that this be perfect timing for everyone to be ready to hear black women sing rock. And I'd like to be the one to represent that and bring that into the forefront. I think it's time.